Today, let's talk about those projects that we want to tackle in 2024, and let's set up a section so that we can track and organize them. Stay with me. Well, hi everyone, this is Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today, what I would like to talk to you about are those projects, those actions that take more than one or two short basic steps, things that we need to get done around the house, things that we need to get done for work, things that we just need to get done in life. Today, in my 2024 planner, I want to set up a special section just for projects. So, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and give this video a like. A thumbs up really is the greatest thing that you can do to help me out here at A Crystal Clear Life. Also, if you have not thought about it yet, please hit that subscribe button. It does not cost you anything. It simply does help my channel with YouTube though. And turn those notification bells all the way on so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started. I have been doing a series over the last couple weeks where I am setting up my 2024 planner. I'm not filling in all of the details at this point. I'm just getting the structure or the organization in place. And today, what I would like to do is do that very same setup for my projects section. So let's go to the computer and we'll see what's going on for projects. Well, as you can see here on my screen, I have been working on my year-long planner. I have been working on my goals section, and today's task is to work on my projects section. So I only have a few things here that I need to move into that section. That would be my project master list and Nick's quilt. Nick is my last nephew who is graduating high school this summer. And I want to make sure that his quilt is finished. So that is my next project. Can't wait for those cold, dark days of January where I have less gardening to do and less other things to do, and I can just spend some time quilting and enjoying myself. All right, so projects is where we're at today. Let's take a look at our current project section in our 2023 planner. So here in our project section of our 2023 planner, the first thing that I have here is an index page. Now, I did not create this index page myself. This is one of the many pages from a project management planner that I bought from Genuine Studios. I will leave it linked in the description box below if you are interested. Jen at the Genuine Studios created this great project index. So you see here she's got it broken up into ongoing projects, completed projects, and I added completed in 2023, and then an abandoned project. I don't have anything in my abandoned projects yet, but there may come a time in the near future when something gets dropped down in there. Not the basement project, of course. Anyway, so the way that I use this project master list is I give every project that I create a number. And I start with the beginning of the year. So this project down here on the bottom, we were thinking about visiting Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 2022. And that was project number 10. So I did some research where we would like to go, where we would like to stay, how long we'd like to be there, and all those kinds of things. And it is a trip sitting there waiting to happen. We haven't done it yet. We haven't abandoned it yet. It's just still sitting there. And then I have some projects from 2023 that are also sitting here. For example, this fidget quilt project that I'm working on. I have one backing left to do on the last fidget quilt, and then that one will be considered complete, okay? Now, the one that I'm currently working on, or the one that I am working on the hardest, is usually moved to the top of the list, and you can simply move these things around by grabbing this little gray box out here and moving them up and down where you need them to go. I also usually highlight the one that I'm currently working on so that I know, that it is in progress. Okay? So this one that I have here is my holiday card project, and that is now finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that and I'm going to move it not only to the bottom of this, but I can also move it into things that were completed for 2023, okay? There you go. Now, do they have to be in order down here for me? No, I don't care about that. Then I'm also going to go in and I'm going to highlight and take out the highlighting so that it does not stand out to me anymore. Okay? So I love this particular index because you see all of the blue that's written here. Those are links. So if I wanted to show you that Pittsburgh project, I could click on that and it would take me to the Pittsburgh planning page. So here is a list of things that I thought about going to Pittsburgh. So I put a picture there of Pittsburgh to motivate me, some things to see and do, some other links to go, you know, all of that kind of stuff, things that I wanted to do in Pittsburgh, okay? So with all of these things being links, I think that's really, really handy. So what I really need to do is just move this project's index forward because all of the links will stay the same and they will take me back to the projects that I already have linked here. So what I need to do in order to move this forward, first of all, I want to go into my 2024 planner and I want to show you that I have my year-long section set up. I just set up my goals section. There will be a video that I will have linked to that. I'll link it up above for you and down in the description. But I need to create a section for my projects. So my notebooks are here. My different sections or tabs are across the top. And then within each section, we have pages that are way over here on the far right-hand side. To add a new section to this notebook, all I need to do is hit this little plus. It says create a new section. That will bring up the new section and highlight it for me so that I can change the name. And I'm going to call this projects, okay? I can also change the color if I want. Go down here to section color and I can change that to whatever I might like, okay? Let's do blue because it kind of relates to the year-long projects, okay? All right, now within the project section, the first page they always create for you is an untitled page, and that's fine. Sometimes I add stuff to that page, sometimes I delete things from that page, or I delete that page altogether. But first of all, let's move that index over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go down to copy or move, and it's going to come up and say, well, where do you want to move that to? I'm going to click down here in my 2024 planner, and I'm going to go to my project section, and I'm going to say make a copy of that. I do not want to get rid of it completely from my 2023 planner. I simply want a copy, okay? Now, let's take a look at this really closely. Let's say you don't want to buy the planner from Genuine Plans, which is fine. Let's say you wanted to create this for yourself. Well, if you look at it, really, it is only a table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns in your table, and however many rows you need. You know, if you get down here to the bottom and you need to add another row across the bottom, you simply go to the last cell and you hit your tab key, and that creates a new row for you. Okay, so your table can grow as you need it to. Then there's a secondary table. It's exactly the same. The information is exactly the same. I would make this table first and then copy it and paste it and change the name to completed. And then I would paste it again and change that name to abandoned. So really you see this is 3 tables stacked on top of each other, all within one container. Okay, that's how easy it is. All right. The other thing that I want to show you while I'm on this page is I want you to take a look at the pages over here. I have my projects master, which we will talk about in just a minute. But underneath of that, I have all of my open projects. So I have that basement clean out. I have the Petersburg trip. I have the parks and hiking trips. I have jean stockings that I might think about making. I have all kinds of projects here that I've been thinking about. But I also have a section down here for completed projects, and all of those are listed here, okay? If I don't need to see all of my completed projects, I can simply close that section of pages and they will go away, so it's not a distraction for me. And then if I want to see them again, I simply hit on that caret and it drops all of those things down, okay? Now, the way that I got these projects under these separate subsections is when you click on a page, for example, here's the trip to Petersburg, another trip that I was thinking about taking. You can make this page a subpage, or you can promote it, meaning moving it back up, okay? When you move it back up, it creates its own little subsection there, okay? So in order to get them all under current projects, I simply make it a subpage that nests it over a little bit and they all stay together. So I can do that and I can do that and I can have a clean section of pages so I'm not so distracted. I was going to talk about the project master, and here it is. So this is a very old notebook background. As you can see, I was kind of doing an Art Deco kind of style, which I really like this one. And I set up a master for my project. So very basic project planning. Title of the project, purpose of the project, outcome, meaning what does done look like, you know, and a target date for when I want that finished. Also, to go along with what does done look like, you see here I have a space for a picture, an inspiration piece, something like that, so that you have an idea of what done looks like, okay? Then there's a place for you to fill in all of the tasks that you have to do. Break that big project down into all these little tasks, and write down when you would like to have those done. I also added a place in here for an expense tracker so that you can keep track of how much money you're spending on various projects. I also put in a little contact section in case you're working with a contractor or a company or something like that and you need to have information how to get in touch with them, okay? This page on this side is simply a place for lists and notes and drawings and sketches. It is a graphic that I can move out of the way if I want, and I can put something else in that spot. I might want to put more pictures there, so I created these boxes that I can simply drag and put in place to put more pictures there. Maybe I want a before, a during, and an after picture, something like that, okay? Maybe I want to include a list of contacts that I need for, you know, I'm working with a contractor or something, and I need to say, this is the paint color I want. And they say, okay. And I say, you painted it the wrong color. And they say, no, we didn't. And I say, come back and paint it the right color. And, you know, you get the idea. You've done home improvement projects before. You know how they always go to plan. Another thing that I might want to do is use something like this, where I have a milestone and I want to break that milestone down into its own individual pieces, okay? So let's say I was, you know, redecorating the family room. I would want to contact the painter. I would want to get new carpet. I would want to, you know, all of those things break down into refurbishing the family room, which might be part of a bigger project of redoing the flooring in the main house or something like that, okay? All right, so I have all of these other things that I can add to this project page if I want to, all right? Now, let me show you, this is the master plan, but let me show you one that's been filled out. All right, so let's go and look at, well, let's look at this one. So a friend of mine had this very old secretary that had been in her family for quite a long time, and she was moving and did not have room for it in her new house. She had already done all of the sanding and there was really just bare wood to work with. So this is the picture that she showed me in her garage. This is what it looks like when I brought it home to my garage, and this is the project page that I set up for it, okay? So you see here that I have a list of what my project should be done, what my project should be, and what it should look like when it's finished. And then I have a due date, and I broke down all of my steps. I have my expense tracker for all of the materials that I bought. And I have the tracking number down there for where the information or where the paint was coming from, okay? And I have pictures of the materials that I thought I might be using. And then I went online and I got some inspiration pictures here. You know, this one, the drawers are painted black. This one, the drawers are left natural. This one has like a fancy covering on the inside of the drop down of the secretary. So I was just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted mine to look like, okay? And then once I got all of my supplies and the weather warmed up a little bit for me to be out in the garage, I went ahead and painted it. And this is the end result for the one that I did. So you can see I very much liked the outside being painted black. I liked the mullions in the window being left their natural color. I did paint the outside of the drop down desk, but I did leave the inside natural like this. And I did leave those doors natural, but I did paint in between each of the drawers. I did paint that black, okay, so they kind of stand out. I did not use the original hardware. I replaced all of the hardware. So mine looks a little bit different than my inspiration pieces, but you can see I took pieces of all of the various inspiration pieces and included that in my own particular project, okay? So that's what a finished project looks like. I have the dollar amount down there, how much it cost me, all of that kind of thing, okay? Here's another one. Here's my niece's quilt that I made last year. And you see here, I also even added an Excel spreadsheet so that I could track how much it was going to cost to make her quilt, okay? And this cost here does not include any labor. This is simply materials. So handmade quilts, if you ever get one, you have to know the value of them. It's just amazing the amount of time, money, and love that goes into making a quilt for someone, okay? All right, so I'll get off my soapbox. Let's go ahead and grab that project master and the basement clean out. I see I have that there too, so I'll hit the control key and select that one. Do I have any others that I want to take? No, just those two. So what I'm going to do is right click, again, copy and move. I'm going to take that to my 2024 projects and I'm going to make a copy of them, okay? Now, if I go back to my 2024 planner and I look in my project section, you see that there is my project index, okay? Here is my project master, and here is the basement project, which only has one little section done, but I'm making progress. Anyway, back to this project's master. I just wanted to show you, you know, it doesn't matter if I move those things forward because I have links to things here on this page. So if I click on Sarah's quilt, it takes me right back to that page and I can easily navigate to any of these other projects that I might have going on. So there's the secretary. Again, it takes me back to that page. And I'm good to go. So I can just start adding my projects for 2024 onto this list. So now I can change the title to 2024 projects. I still have a list of my unfinished projects and my completed ones, which is good. Creating a project list, I think, is very important so that you have an idea of all of those things that you have made commitments to. It might just be a commitment to yourself, but you have made a commitment to someone that this is something that you would like to get done. And having them all in one place to know these are projects that I'm working on, and to go back monthly or quarterly and assess. Is this something that I want to continue working on? Is this something that I'm going to abandon or defer? Is this something that I can delegate to someone else to do? So, you know, it's really just nice to have a list of projects so that you have an idea of all of the things that you've committed to doing. Okay? All right. Well, if you have any questions or ideas about different project sheets, please leave them in the comments below. I love hearing your ideas. I love answering your questions. And I think it's great that we can all learn from each other. I want to thank you again for joining me today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I am trying to add more videos in setting up my 2024 planner during these weeks, during the holidays, so that when January 1st gets here, we will all be ready to set up our planners and move forward with the new year. Until then, here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning. I use OneNote. Another year come and gone, and I'm still using OneNote. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and until next time, okay, bye.